Don't let fear control your destiny. Don't let fear control you. Be bold. When you see an opportunity, go there. Just say yes to things, even if you're unsure. If you get an opportunity, say yes. A little bit like fake it until you make it. Otherwise, if you keep saying no, you're not going anywhere. You just have to go bold, even though you're shitting in your pants.
Santi production. Welcome to Finding America. I'm on a 13,000-mile road trip to meet Finnish Americans and figure out why they want to be here and learn about cultural differences. You'll meet exciting Finns and hear about their journeys in America. In this episode, I spend my final days in Colorado, this time in Fort Collins. I really love my time here. I'm definitely coming back to Colorado. I got to stay the night with Visa and his wife Maria. They're investors and green card lottery winners. In this episode, Visa shares his experiences working in corporate and how he's achieved financial freedom. For Visa, freedom was the only achievement he needed to feel successful. Now focusing his time on family, health, and renovating their houses for sale. Visa made sure I had a full belly when I left on the road again. Oh, before we get on with the show, it would mean the world to me, and it would help me creating content like this in the future if you could subscribe, smash the like button, and maybe share this with a friend. See you next time.
So, for someone who's never met you and never heard of you, how would you introduce yourself?
My name is Visa Friström. I'm a very outgoing international guy. I worked 15 years in large international corporations, work in new business development, traveled around the world, lived in 4 countries. And that's what I've been doing like 15 years so far, like all the time. So I would actually say that that's who I am because I've been doing it so much. But now, things are changing maybe, I don't know. I'm taking new perspectives to life. And
How did you originally come to America?
my 2 older sisters moved to America when I was just 10 years old, like 30 years ago. I've always had that style in life that you look for opportunities and you grab them. There's a green card lottery that America offers. I think 100,000 green cards they give away every year. Mm-hmm. So once I found out about that, and I figured that it doesn't even cost you anything, and so we started applying every year. It took me like 5 minutes to put the application in for me and my wife. We had just moved from Hong Kong to Sweden. We were there a couple years then. By that time we had been there 2 years. We had great jobs. And then we get this mail, and the mail looks like it's some kind of scam. It doesn't really look like an authentic paper from government officials, where it says like, hey, you won this green card lottery. We're like, what? That's a joke. This can't be true. So we went online and checked this number. I think there was some kind of ID number. And we're like, what? We actually won the green card? And then we understood that also that there's like requirements. You have to have a certain amount of money or friends or a job in America in order to actually get the green card. And if you don't take the green card in a way, move to America, they take it away. So it's not like, hey, you won a green card, and we'll just continue living in Sweden for next 10 years and maybe we'll move to America. No, we had to make a choice just to cut the life in Sweden and just move to America.
Is there anything or some things that specifically make you want to stay in America?
I really like here the mindset. The people are nice, extremely nice, friendly, helpful. Like when we moved here to Colorado, just this random guy, Brian, who was following my wife on Instagram, she's like, hey, he's like, do you need help? Hey, I have some tools, you renovate this house, I can come help you out. And next week he's here working with me, and I'm not paying him even money. And he's working with me doing the new flooring in the house. I mean, random dude, he's such a nice guy. I don't think that would happen in Finland. I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying we're not friendly like that, but definitely there's some kind of attitude here. People want to help.
Do you have pet peeves in America? Things that you really don't like or that really grind your gears?
I'm sure. Yeah. One thing what kind of annoys me is that a little bit old school here when it comes to doing your administrative work or online, whether it's going to DMV or, it's kind of old school. And then you have to often call some kind of customer care center. So that bugs me. That's my pet peeve.
What do you do with your free time?
Now I have a lot of free time because I took a break from work, kind of an absence of leave, just to renovate this house. So that's where all my time goes. But normally, well, I have a family now, so a lot of time goes with being with kids. But let's say when I'm just by myself, yeah, I like to feel healthy, so I exercise, and I like to cook, things like that.
How would you define success?
I think you can have at least two different perspectives to it. One is kind of like human point of view, and the other one more, let's say, business point of view. From human point of view, definitely success for me is that you are happy. You have a lot of positive feelings in your life. You are hopeful. You're looking forward to the next day. You feel good. You have great memories. Whatever that means, like positive feelings more than negative. And that's a success to me, that you have managed to create a life where you feel life is good. I'm happy. I like it. From business point of view, I think look at purely from monetary point of view, that how wealth, net value, how much net value in terms of monetary value you've created. And then, of course, that to me means that it gives you freedom. So you could say, also from business point of view, success is defined how much time you have to be your own master and be free. Let's say tomorrow you want to quit your job, and could you live the rest of your life free?
Do you consider yourself lucky?
Yes.
Do you think there's an equation for luck? I always think that you generate luck. The more you try, the more lucky you get. And I remember listening to this interview with Alicia Keys, and she was always saying that, oh, that's just my luck when something bad happened. And her manager told her that you need to stop saying that or I'm going to quit. Because it's when you keep saying that, that's what you keep inviting that in your life, and that keeps happening kind of to you. And maybe you notice the bad things happening more and you completely disregard the good things. And so do you have any thoughts on how you can create your own luck or work towards being more lucky?
Yeah, I really feel lucky. Often I think about how did I manifest all of this? Because I think everything I imagine in my mind, what I really was interested, it somehow has become reality. One thing, for example, being in America. But there was luck, but also if I hadn't done the application every year, if I didn't do the work, I'm one of those that when I get an idea, I convert it to action, so that something happens. And I'm not just keep dreaming oh, that would be nice. Like many of my friends, hey, I would have want that too. But they've never applied.
How do you define failure?
It's a very good question again, because I have been thinking about this in my life a lot, because I do feel that I have failures. Most, or if not all of failures have been something good in my life. So in the end, I would say that failures are lessons learned or something like that. Even though it kind of sounds cliche, but it is so. Like the most brutal failures, I still awake maybe middle of the night or the morning, I think about, man, what did I do? 4 years ago, something happened, I did something of. But then if you dig a little bit deeper with failure, I think, for me, there's two types of failures, you could say. One is more harder than the other. One failure, let's say you have a company and you make decisions their company with the knowledge that information you're given. You make the best decisions, you do your best, everybody agree we do this and these decisions, but still in the end the company is not profitable or maybe it's bankrupt. So you could say it's a failure, but it's not personal. You guys did what you were able to do with the given resources and knowledge you had. But the more difficult failures to me is when you actually maybe had the resources and you were incompetent or something, and you actually failed personally. You failed the others. It was you. You made the wrong choice because you were incompetent or something, or at least that's how you feel yourself. I think those are the toughest, that you were not good enough.
Who was your first supporter back then when you started to, start working towards your career and then you moved to all these different countries? I'm sure there were people that weren't very supportive of what you want to do in life, but who was the first person to kind of make sure that you should believe in yourself and go?
I must say overall, actually, I've been always, my lifestyle, some weird way, maybe it's self-protective or something. I've never been dependent on others. Like, I never thought I need anyone. Like, I have to survive in this world and make things happen myself. I realized that that's how I operate, and I've been, like, good and bad. But I'm blind also, that I have blind, but maybe that's my ego. But I actually have support people. I would say, of course, my wife is, we've known each other since she was 16, I was 18, I'm 42 now. She's the one who's been following me, right? So she's always been willing to quit her job and start a new career in a new country, or, you know?
Visa, let's talk about Finland and Finnishness. Do you think there's anything that makes Finnish people unique?
We're a bit of a unique, strange group of people in the end. Like, we're in the corner of Europe, isolated by the sea mostly. But yeah, we're far away from, let's say, the rest of the Europe. We're a bit of a strange group of people in terms of, you know, like the classical things that we're very, I would say we're fairly serious. We're quite introverted. We have a high trust society. We work hard. We're very disciplined. And we love rules to keep order.
What does it mean to be Finnish to you?
Feeling that you're special somehow. I think so, yeah. We're just 5 million people, again, in this big country in the corner of Europe. Fairly short history. Yeah, we're just a 5 million out of what, 7 billion people. And we have created this society that is highly functional. You know, if you look at all these ranks, happiest countries in the world, or best school systems, whatever. I think I feel special. I think we're pretty cool.
I mean, especially in America, we're exotic.
Yeah, exotic.
I've never been called exotic before, except when I came to America, it's like, you're from Finland? Oh, that's so exotic. I'm like,
yeah.
Really? I thought Costa Rica's exciting, Brazil's exotic, but...
My wife loves being here, one of those reasons, because everybody comes talk to her, like, she has blonde hair, like, oh, you look so beautiful, like, oh, nice, oh, yeah. She never gets that compliment in Finland or Sweden. No one comes talks to her there, but here everybody comes talk, you're so exotic.
You have kids, you have 2 kids, so what have you done to keep our heritage and our culture alive in your kids? Because they're growing up here, and I've seen in many instances where kids that grow up in America, they become very American. And so, how do you raise your kids in a Finnish manner, or if any?
Well, we've been now also in Finland last 3-4 years, and then before that we were in America, and now we're here back in America again. So we've managed to have them also get the Finnish lifestyle. But language has been one. I think their mother is Swedish speaking, so they're learning all those 3 languages. So I think language has been one of the core things. And then, of course, connection to the nature, talking with the grandma over FaceTime. And
I feel like Finland pops up in popular culture quite a lot, more than it should for the size of our country. Do you have any favorite examples or moments where you've been surprised where Finland's been mentioned?
Well, when I say I'm from Finland, where are you guys from? You usually ask, let me ask you, where are you from? Oh, from Finland. So yeah, you hear kind of interesting things about Finland, but mostly positive things. Like, I feel kind of proud to be a Finn, because they usually have these positive, they've spread something positive about Finland. For example, the school system. I've heard many times, oh, you guys have that great school. We've heard about it. Oh, they don't have they don't have that much homework, and kids are very smart. But I think one funny was just, last week this electrician was working here, and he was like, oh, from Finland, I heard you guys have amazing diving, scuba diving waters. I'm like, really? Yeah, I've been diving in front of Helsinki a couple times. There are some nice wrecks, but I don't know if we're famous for it. And then this other guy, I was grocery store, and the cashier was like, oh, Finland, you guys are amazing drivers, I heard. I'm like, what? Drivers? Yeah, I heard it takes 2 years to get a driver's license in Finland. And that's why you like good in Formula and rally driving. I'm like, oh, I don't think it's 2 years, but certainly costs like 20 times more than it costs here.
Oh
in
yeah.
Japan.
But isn't there like it's phased? Like you get the first card you get. That's not like the final driver's license. I feel like you get a first one for that's
Yeah,
valid
shorter
for
period.
yeah,
Isn't
and
it
then you
so?
get the
Yeah.
one that's
Yeah.
for 50 years.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah, like
is,
I have that
that's
now,
a separate
50, yeah.
problem
Yeah.
because like I don't think a lot of people who haven't driven in 40 years, they shouldn't maybe have a driver's license anymore. But you know,
Yeah, my driver's license expires like 2047 or
yeah,
something.
mine is like 2050 something.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Do you have an American dream?
Yes and no. The American dream is the opportunities, the mindset and attitude that you can actually build here something that then allows you, let's say you can build more easier things here that then later allows you to be free, right, by building wealth. And through the wealth creation, at least in my opinion, then through the wealth creation, get freedom. I knew that when I came here, like, hey, we're gonna make more money here. That's gonna motivate me, to be honest. But I will have less vacation, but I'll work hard for, 10, 15 years.
What do you think about Finns marketing ourselves in the world? And it's probably easier when you're in Silicon Valley because everybody knows about it. But in Colorado, it's a little bit different. And how do you like take ownership? Or do you have any thoughts on how Finns could market themselves better?
First of all, we should be proud that we have really good, talented people in our country. We can, at least in terms of tech, for example, we can do whatever everybody else is doing and even better. We have a lot of highly educated, talented people. So we should understand that we have good resources. We're a very unique country, we have good resources. So those resources, just from resource point of view, we should be able to sell these skills to other larger tech companies outside Finland. We should be flying to Silicon Valley every week, every day with airplanes, making connections there and helping them realize that, hey, we have these talented people that don't cost you $250 a year, but they produce same value or more. Overall, we should think about bigger. So scale, we should create businesses that can scale globally and believe in that. Like, why isn't Facebook coming from Finland, or why isn't Google coming from Finland? Why didn't we create platforms that scale globally? Like, the too often I see mindset that is like, you look at your home market only.
Could you talk about how you've adapted your personality to working in America, because you do need to adapt in ways to not offend anyone here.
I think, yeah, exactly. That's what you just said. I think you need to be self-conscious and realize that you need to change your communications a little bit. We already realized that, me and my wife in Sweden, even though my wife grew up in Sweden, but still we had, let's say, Swedes and Americans are more softer in the way they communicate. Yeah, more softer, more around, and not as, you need to know kind of a little bit more how to sing when you talk, and it can be seen. So yeah, so I think a lot of people thought that I'm angry or commanding when I wasn't. I was just like thinking about things as facts and then expressing them as clearly as possible. And that's it. So it's very difficult for us Finns, at least us who grew up in Finland, to talk more softer, since it's not kind of part of our, in my opinion, it's not that much part of the way I communicate. We feel safe when we just talk how things are. Like, you go to Finnish meeting, there can be quiet moments, and when we talk, you have to talk facts. Like, of course everybody talks facts, but it's very clear communication. Dun, 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 dun. You said that. Dun, 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 dun. And it's not this, I like your idea. Like, we can be like, no, that's not a good idea. But here would be, oh, that's a great idea. Let me think about it. Hey.
So Visa, what do I need to start learning to have your job in the future?
You need to know a little bit about a lot of things. For example, technology. Definitely you need to know the basics of tech. What is blockchain, for example? What is IoT platforms? You need to know what they are roughly and mean, so you understand what you can do with them. Then you also need to understand some business basics, like business modeling, and on organizational leadership. Like, very generally, it's like how to identify new business opportunities and how to convert them to action in large corporations. The last 8 years, I've been listening to pitches, like companies come to meet me, startups a lot, but they tell, we have this product or we have this technology and blah, blah, blah. And you always have to listen and ask right questions and understand and like, what can I do with this in our context? And then when you find something, hey, there's synergy here. How do I sell this internally in our company? Hey, we should actually go after this. And then how you kick it into action.
Do you have any tips for people when they pitch ideas? Like, what's the worst things that people should maybe not do it instead of the things they should do?
At least when you come talk to a corporate, it's one thing that you go to a VC, that's a different thing. But if you're trying to sell your capabilities or products to a corporate and form a partnership with them, you need to understand something about that customer, what they are doing, what are their issues, and apply your message to that context and not just come cold, like, this is our product and technology, are you interested? You know, like making it the corporate's responsibility to figure out what to do with that. I think they make a mistake if they just come and take our time, so to speak. It's not that nicely said, but they're not prepared. Like, they don't understand anything about our business. Yeah, that's not a good way to approach. You need to try to do your best to figure out. I think it's like a job applicants. It's better to send 5 applicants than 100 and make those 5 really adapt your resume.
Visa, we're gonna do a word association game. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So just say the first thing that comes to your mind after the word.
Okay.
First word, blue.
Ocean.
White.
Snow.
Sauna.
De-stressing.
Sisu.
Working hard and grinding.
Black.
Darkness was the first. Yeah, the Finnish winters.
Green.
Health.
Coca-Cola.
Innovation.
The Matrix.
Paradigm shift.
Finland.
Unique.
Love.
Gives purpose to your life.
What do you have to say to the next generation of entrepreneurs, leaders, and dreamers?
Don't let fear control your destiny. Don't let fear control you. Be bold. When you see an opportunity, go there. Just say yes to things, even if you're unsure. If you get an opportunity, say yes. It's a little bit like fake it until you make it. Otherwise, if you keep saying no, you're not going anywhere. You just have to go bold, even though you're shitting in your pants.